What would you be willing to sacrifice to uncover the truth? Especially if that truth could destroy the life you've carefully built. Imagine discovering something so devastating, so irreversible, that it fractures every assumption you've held close. Hello, reader. Thank you for taking the time to step into this story. If this is your first time with my work, I hope you'll follow along and maybe share this tale with someone who might find it meaningful. Feel free to tell me where you're reading from. I always enjoy connecting with new readers. But now let's begin. The low vibration of his phone broke the silence in Adrian's office, where the dim light of his laptop flickered against polished wood. He didn't expect much, just another alert in a day full of numbers and dull reports. Yet this message was different. Shadow Pines Pub. Last booth. Come now if you want the truth. No name. No context. Just that sentence. Adrian stared at the words, his instincts torn between disbelief and unease. A prank? A scam? Still, the wording struck a nerve, calculated and clean. Not the work of someone guessing. His pulse quickened, and a knot twisted in his gut. He knew somehow this had something to do with Elena. Earlier that evening, she had mentioned she'd be at her mother's. Nothing had seemed strange in her tone, light, familiar, easy. But now, Adrian's keys were in his hand before he could rationalize why. The city lights swam across his windshield as he drove, memory and anxiety playing in his mind. Shadow Pines had once been a place of joy, anniversaries, celebrations, kisses shared over wine. But now it loomed like a stage set for betrayal. He parked a little distance away, heart thudding as he slipped into the pub through a quiet entrance. The warm buzz of chatter and clinking glasses belied the tension inside him. His eyes scanned the booths, and then he saw her. Elena. Glowing in candlelight, her head leaned close to a man Adrian didn't recognize. The stranger exuded quiet wealth, sharp suit, refined watch, self-assured posture. Their body language told a story. Elena's fingers traced the man's hand. Her laughter, once Adrian's, drifted over the table like a soft betrayal. Then she kissed him. Not a fleeting brush, but a lingering, knowing kiss. Adrian didn't tremble. He simply lifted his phone and captured the image. One photo. That was all he needed. He turned and left, the cold night air wrapping around him like a cloak. As he reached his car, he glanced back. Through the pub window, the man was staring straight at him. A calculated look. Deliberate. He whispered something to Elena, and her smile faltered. She turned, searching. But Adrian was already gone. This hadn't been a coincidence. That message had been a trap, and he had walked into it. Not by chance, by design. Back home, the world looked unchanged. The dinner table was clean. Elena's favorite candle burned gently by the window. But inside Adrian, something had cracked. He sat in the dark, staring at their wedding photo as his phone buzzed again. A message from Elena. Cold. Clear. I'm filing for divorce. All future communication will be through legal counsel. No apology. No explanation. Just a clinical end to their shared story. Adrian said nothing in return. He didn't rage or plead. He simply let it sink in. By sunrise he had hired a lawyer, Miranda Halt. Sharp, focused, relentless. She listened carefully, then laid out her instructions. Provide everything. He handed her the message, the photo, financial records, every scrap of documentation. Then he acted. He revoked Elena's access to their shared accounts. Changed passwords. Cancelled cards. Not out of vengeance but necessity. Within days, her attorney Derek Vance sent a formal demand for financial reinstatement. Miranda responded with surgical precision, attaching Elena's own divorce message and outlining the financial boundaries already in place. Elena's side spun a narrative, casting her as the abandoned wife, confused and broken. Friends called Adrian, asking what had happened. Some accused him of cruelty. Family members whispered, siding with Elena. Adrian never defended himself. He let them believe what they wanted. But Miranda's investigation unearthed more. Elena had attempted to siphon funds from an old joint account. A large sum, one they'd nearly forgotten about. She almost succeeded, but Miranda stopped the transfer just in time. It wasn't desperation, it was strategy. The divorce turned brutal. Elena's team argued emotional neglect. Adrian's detachment, they claimed, had driven her into someone else's arms. But Miranda came prepared. She presented Elena's own digital trail. The message, the affair, the attempted theft. The evidence was irrefutable. The judge listened, watched, weighed everything, then ruled. Adrian would retain control of his premarital business assets. Elena was caught having hidden a real estate purchase, and her alimony was cut to a bare minimum. As court adjourned, Elena crumbled. Her face fell as she walked out alone. Soon word got around. A mutual acquaintance filled in the missing piece. The man at the pub was Marcus Vane, a notorious advisor known for exploiting his clients' personal lives for gain. He had sent the message. He had staged the meeting. He wanted Adrian to see the affair, to force a separation. He thought it would make room for him. But he hadn't counted on Adrian's quiet strength. When Elena walked away with nothing, Marcus disappeared. No goodbye. No support. Just gone. Adrian never gloated. He didn't seek revenge. He simply moved on. A man transformed. Not angry, not bitter, but awake. The pain remained, of course. But so did the clarity. He hadn't lost his life. He'd only shed an illusion. And sometimes, that's the hardest truth to face.